your relationship with people. Your relationship with people, especially people working with you, your staff. When you relate very well with them, you just know that definitely your office will do well, your practice will do well. Make sure you motivate them very well.
Wow.
Because we might not always be there 24 hours, but you're sure that your staff will always be there so far your office is open. So I try as much as possible to make them happy, to make them comfortable. And yeah, you make them happy and make them comfortable, they will definitely give you those information that you think they might be hiding from you to help you grow your business.
Wonderful, another wonderful moment to be with you, our dear viewers, on the Community Pharmacy Accelerator Show. It's another wonderful episode and I'm excited to welcome you. My name is Pharmacist Joseph Vivian, also known as MC Dr. Spice. And today with me on the show, I am privileged to have with me one of the most sought after pharmacists in Nigeria, and particularly in the town where you're getting this very wonderful and educative show. And I'm talking about Port Harcourt City, talking about Rivers State. Let's get to meet you, madam.
Okay. My name is Pharmacist Maduekwe Vivian Chisom. I'm a mother of two. I graduated from University of Nigeria, Nsukka, 2007. I've practiced the profession for about 16 years now. And after my internship and youth service, I ventured immediately into wholesale pharmacy. So this is a summary of myself.
Didn't even start from retail, straight to wholesale.
Yeah, straight to wholesale pharmacy.
Can you say that was deliberate? Anyway, we'll get to know that. Let's go quickly on a commercial break, and when we come back, we will now unravel for you what we have in this wonderful episode. Trust me, it's not going to be a dull moment because Pharmacist Chisom has a lot to share with us, a lot to motivate us, and a lot to inspire us. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
This episode is proudly supported by New Heights Pharma Limited, official business partners for Omron Healthcare Europe, and the owners of the Health Check brand in Nigeria. Do you know that with just one test cassette, you can get tested for HIV, hepatitis B and C? Oh yes, with the Health Check Triple H viral test cassette, knowing your status is easy and stress-free. It is simple, quick, reliable, with over 99% accuracy. Order for your pack of Triple H viral check test cassettes at the pharmacy near you today, or call the number on your screen.
Welcome back. We are on this episode, and today we will be talking about the wholesale pharmacy practice, the wholesale community pharmacy practice. And there's no other person to have on the show as our guest today on this community pharmacy accelerator show than Pharmacist Mrs. Chisom Maduekwe, also known as DE-ELBON. And of course, she is a multiple award winner of so many awards and brands as the wholesale community pharmacy brand. Recently, she won the maiden edition of the Garden City Pharmacy Business Awards, courtesy of PGNB's Consult, and of course, she won as the Wholesale Pharmacy Brand of the Year. Ma, it's a privilege to have you on the show today.
Thank you.
We'd like to quickly get into the show. I know you really have a lot to do, so we appreciate your time on our studios today. How would you describe your pharmacy career so far for these 16 years? And it's a good thing that you already had a path you chose right from the onset. So how will you describe your career path so far? And what can you identify as fundamental, as critical to your success story so far?
Thank you, Mr. Joe, for the question. Well, my experience so far as a community pharmacist has been very good, very wonderful. What factors have led to this success story? My number one factor, I would say, as a Christian and as a Catholic, is the God factor. It has always been there for us. So make sure that when we plan and execute, it goes as plans. Another factor will be exposure. I feel so much, I believe so much that exposure helps people to grow, helps somebody to
Also,
grow. There is this adage in my place that says, Adahano tuebe ikili. So you can't stay in one place. Okay, to translate it, you don't stay in one place to watch masquerade. So you can't stay in one place and think you're going to go high. A lot of great men, when you read about them, a lot of people, when you read about them, you see that they travel a lot. They go for they go to places, going for conferences, going for seminars, going to meet people. Those things have really helped me. So exposure helps a lot. Also for we pharmacists, sometimes some of us don't like to leave our outlet. We just want to stay there 24 hours. No, you can't stay at one place and think you know the new things that are coming up. You just have to leave that's your, what I call it, enclosure, and move out and see what is coming out in other areas, another section of life apart from pharmacy. Like for me, this has really helped me. Conferences, going to conferences almost annually when it's possible for me, because I'm a mother, just in case my children not let me. I try as much as possible to attend that. Another one too, it's another factor that has also helped me in life is trainings, going for trainings. That's one. It's will I say it can be, will I call it, quantify. You can't, will I say, monetize it. Sometimes when they tell you the amount of money you have to pay for training, some people feel it's a waste of money. But for me, it's not a waste of money. No amount of money can be used to equate any knowledge you get from anywhere. So going for trainings, there are a lot of trainings online. There are lots of physical training. Sometimes I even have to travel to Lagos 2 times a month for like some for maybe 6 months or even 1 year, go just to get trainings here. Nice hotels. You could be like, hotel, where just to come and sleep, looking so beautiful. Why can't I make my pharmacy look so beautiful like this? Where drugs are being packed, it should also look so beautiful. So these things also help me when I'm setting up a place. I try to make it as beautiful as I can, with the little knowledge or something I have. So these things are some factors that have really helped me in life.
wow, wow. I'll just say I'm sure you will get to teach somewhere. You should start teaching, because you just hit some very critical points. And I think you just mentioned association, self-development, motivating your staff, because the God factor came first, and then this exposure. I mean, you can't be a local champion and expect to be a global champion. Sure. It's not possible. How has it been? Has it been so smooth and easy for the DE-ELBON brand? For this 16 years you have been part of the brand. What has it been? What has it been?
It hasn't been so smooth and easy. Well, everything, just like you talk about strength, you talk about weakness, you talk about disadvantage, you talk about advantage, but everything is how you now handle it. It hasn't been so easy. We've had some challenges.
Can you share some?
Yeah, starting from basically staffing. Sometimes even no matter how good you deal with staff too, might still experience some challenges with them, getting the right people and the people that also have the skills required, because it's our profession. It needs special skills to handle it. So sometimes it's difficult to get the right people to work. Another thing is also, as a wholesaler, sourcing, getting the right source of drugs, because just like the country have not really gotten a standardized distribution, drug distribution system.
The distribution system is still chaotic.
Yes, it's still chaotic. Yeah, so we're still having issue with getting the right source for some drugs that people are asking us for. Sometimes you're in a pharmacy, somebody comes in marketing a drug to you. Somehow you're wondering, how do I ascertain whether this drug is, even if it has NAFDAC, some people still go and stamp NAFDAC. How do I ascertain whether this person is coming from this company really? Does this really have NAFDAC? Are they recognized there? So usually have this challenge of making sure we're getting, confirming we're getting the right drug. That's sourcing. So yeah. I think these are the basic. Well, we can also talk about finances, but if you have good relationship with bank, find way to support you in your finances. Another one too, there is another challenge in wholesale is receivables, debts.
I noticed your countenance changed when you are coming to this point.
Yeah.
It's as if you shouldn't have forgotten this.
Thank you. That's why I was so happy I remembered it.
Oh,
I was so happy I
because
remembered
a
it.
lot of our audience,
Yeah.
I have to do a little bit of scanning their conscience. I said, if you know you're watching this and you're only one wholesaler, know that you're one of the challenges of the business. So tell me about that.
For me, that's
Is it really that bad?
yes. You know, balancing receivables and payables. Receivables, it's the debts, what people are owing you. Payables is what you are owing people.
Okay.
Now, to maintain your integrity as a wholesaler, you have to pay. You have to pay your suppliers. You have to pay them as at when due. But, you know, you are doing wholesale, your colleagues are coming to buy from you on credit. Some of them, not all of them, just very few of them, but some of these things still affect your business. You find it very difficult to get your money as at when due. And as I said, to maintain your integrity, I also want to pay my suppliers as at when due because I want them to trust me. But people that owe you might not really understand that these are the things you're going through. Sometimes you get these things on cash. People come and buy it and give you days check. 7 days, 14 days, 30 days check. And you also paid to get it. When it's time to pay, you don't get your money. So it's for me, it's a major challenge in the wholesale business. Receivables, balancing receivables and payables. Because if you don't get your receivables, you'll not be able to pay properly. You'll not be able to pay suppliers properly. Yes.
And also maybe to stagnate your business. You might want to expand. You might want to do some new things. You may not be able to achieve these things. Let me ask you this question. A couple of persons who will be excited to hear that you started right away, straight to wholesale. Do you require so much money to start a wholesale pharmacy? We know that retail, people say, it's quite some money, but is wholesale so capital intensive to start? And how can someone start?
Yes, wholesale is capital intensive to start. I might not say so, though it might be relative too. Depends on what you call so capital intensive. But I'm sure it's more capital intensive than retail. That's one I'm sure. So if you want to start wholesale, you need to, because you pricing matters in wholesale pharmacy pricing. And for you to get products at very good price, you have to buy large from companies. And that will require more money.
Striking good deals.
Good
money.
Good. So that's why you see it has to be capital intensive. So that's where the problem is. You want to start wholesale, you should be ready with money. Then if you want to start too, you might not be able to start with all the companies at the same time. There are plenty of companies. So you could pick few companies that have very fast line and get into their products. Maybe 5 to 10 companies, get into their products, make sure you have them available, and then quietly walk into other companies small. That will help you grow gently. That maybe you want to come in and buy everything at the same time. It might make you
and fill the place.
Yes, and fill the place. It might make you now take, maybe if it's 10 million naira you have, you go and share it into 20 companies. When you give it to 20 companies, you've gotten their product, but you've not gotten it at the right price because you didn't buy large quantity. But when you buy large quantity, you'll be able to get at the right price. Quietly, you can now get into other companies as your capital increases.
Okay. So there are some challenges you mentioned. You talked about the receivables and the payables. A lot of people out there, I know this is also another thing that pharmaceutical companies complain about, debt and talking about getting the right staff. You had talked about something you do to keep your staff, motivation. But some of these challenges of getting the right staff, receivables, how have you been able to conquer these challenges in your practice? What are some of the things you've done to conquer these challenges?
Okay, for the receivables.
Yeah. I mean, somebody will be practicing wholesale pharmacy, and then they want to know, how do I tackle this recurring debt issues and all that? What would you suggest?
Okay, well, first thing I try to do is, when you want to get into credit business with me, I get my customers to write me a check.
PDC?
A PDC. a post-dated check if we're going to do a credit. That's also gone. It has also helped us when it comes to getting back our money. Another one is proper follow-up. I have a staff whose work is to follow up on receivables.
So you've got a Matthew, a tax collector. Well, that's just on the light note. Yeah.
Yes. So
Okay. We have a designated staff
yes,
whose job is to follow through our debtors.
yes,
that's
please,
good.
yes. So we try to call them, visit them, and know why. Because some people might have strong reasons why they've not paid. Know what the problem is, and I think that has gone a long way to help us. We also try to advise our customers when we see that you're buying more than you can pay, because sometimes you see people, buying more than they can pay. You have to still help them and tell them, no, please don't buy this goods of 200, 300,000. Step down a little. Instead of coming once a month and buy 300,000, why don't you come weekly and buy 100,000? You will even have more drugs in the long run. The growth will be gentle than try to do it at once. Now you will be under stress to pay debt. And drugs does not finish. You bought drugs of 300,000, you're selling to pay debt. Customers are still asking you for drugs you don't have. Now in this money, you will be battling, how will I use this money to buy the ones I don't have? Now would I use this money to pay for what I'm owing? But when you come and buy small, come more frequently, buy small, I tell you, at the long run, you make better sales. And when you're owing people and you're having headache on how you're going to pay people, because you always go to buy bulk at once, which eventually affects you. Come regularly. Wholesalers, we are not running away. We're always there. The office is always open at the official hours. The drugs are always there. Come, buy, pay, buy again. It helps your business.
Wow.
Lots of retailers that have advised that actually help. Even me, it helps me in my purchases.
Okay. So this also applies to you as a wholesaler?
Sure. Yeah, because I also buy from people. So instead of buying so much and being under pressure to pay, okay, you might see somebody who bought 2 million naira and you take the person, I'm just giving an instance, and it takes person and it takes the person maybe 4 months to pay. The person might decide to be buying 600,000 every month and pay better monthly. And in 4 months, you bought 2.4. And you bought 2 million naira, it took you 4 months to pay, because no supplier will give you money, will give you another supply if you've not paid your old one. So now in that 4 months, you just bought 2 million naira and paid the 2 million naira. You are losing sales because some of that product are finished, not be able to pay. You'll be losing sales. So sometimes when we buy these things small, buy small, and pay more frequently, your business eventually grows better.
And it fosters a healthier business relationship.
Beautiful.
Because maybe there comes a rainy day when you're stuck, but because of your credit worthiness,
beautiful,
you get facilities.
Yeah, that's
all right. The clinic is just coming up. We're already learning, and it's still Uhuru. Who knows what we will even hear, what we will learn, even as we delve deeper into this conversation. It's the CP Accelerator Show with yours truly, obviously Joseph Avery, MC Dr. Spell, and of course I have here with me Pharm Chisom Maduekwe, and we will be right back as we go on another commercial break. When we come back, we will be hearing from her another perspective of the business life, of her life as a career pharmacist, this time around as regards family and business. Don't go away.
This episode is proudly supported by New Heights Pharma Limited, official business partners for Omron Healthcare Europe, and the owners of the Health Check brand in Nigeria. Do you know that with just one test cassette, you can get tested for HIV, hepatitis B and C? Oh yes, with the Health Check Triple H Viral Test Cassette, knowing your status is easy and stress-free. It is simple, quick, reliable, with over 99% accuracy. Order for your pack of Triple H Viral Check Test Cassettes at the pharmacy near you today, or call the number on your screen.
All right, welcome back to the TP Accelerator Show, and it's been a pleasure having our guest on this show today, Pharmacist Mrs. Chisom Maduekwe, DE-ELBON Pharmacy. And of course, I'm yours truly, Pharmacist Joseph, Abirim, aka MC Dr. Spice. And today we are talking about the Wholesale Community Pharmacy practice. And of course, the award-winning Wholesale Community Pharmacist is here with us. And we've been talking a lot about her experience in Wholesale Community Pharmacy Practice. And of course, she has shared even some of her challenges and some of her strategies for overcoming these challenges. So let's delve into some other thing. But before then, I'd like to ask you, you've built a name and a reputation for yourself. You seem to be the sweetheart of retail pharmacies in this part of Nigeria. I'd like to ask you, what are some of those things you do that has made you the darling, that has endeared you in the hearts of your customers? Everybody says it's all DE-ELBON, 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 DE-ELBON. So why the DE-ELBON? What is the what's the secret?
Okay, the secret is basically satisfying my customers.
Okay.
We try to make sure we find out what their problems are. Why they are coming to DE-ELBON is to get drugs, one quality drug, and at the right price. So, and having varieties too. Pharmacists want to come to one place and get as much as they want to get and having to move around. So we try to make sure we meet this needs the much we can. And that thing is, there's this slogan that Sterling Bank uses. They say one customer bank. So we try to treat our customers the way they are. You know, there's some things companies talk about policy. Policies seem to be like a generalized. It's good in companies to have policies that guides you. But somehow we try to tailor it down to the customer himself or herself. One customer bank.
Personalized service.
Thank you. We treat you the way you are. We listen to you. Most of the pharmacists that called me for one or two things, I listen to you and follow you your own way. I think this has helped us. And that, as I said initially, availability of drugs too.
Wow. Individualized services. That was almost going to sound like pharmaceutical care. So there's some bit of individualized therapy in your own. I was thinking yours is just a business. So there is some bit of pharmaceutical care in wholesale pharmacy. Well, you didn't hear that from me anyway. That coming from. So those delivery services come into this? Is it relevant to what you do?
Beautiful. Just like I talked about one customer bank or one customer wholesale. If you're buying from us and you also need delivery services, if it's not convenient for you to come, we do that too for you.
Okay.
Yeah,
and there's some things you have for some retail pharmacies when they are starting. They may have spent a lot of money on rent, registrations, and maybe some other things, furniture. Is that something you do for retail pharmacies? Not necessarily. If it's just tell us what you do and how you do it. So perhaps if there's something like that.
Okay, what we usually do is when people come to me to request for some facilities when they want to start, personally, I try to advise people against it. I feel I've gone for trainings and I've heard it so many times. It might not be healthy for your business to start with credit. As I've always said, drugs does not finish. You cannot say you don't have OS in your office. It's not possible. Unless you've limited your SKUs. Unless maybe you closed up the number of drugs you're selling.
Tell us what's SKU?
Special key units.
Okay.
Yes. That's
okay. So what was it like?
SKUs is those individual drugs you sell. Those drugs. Those
like your cash cows?
No, not cash cows. Not cash cows. All the list of your drugs is your SKU.
Okay.
Those items one by one is your SKU. So unless you've closed up your SKU, you've told yourself, oh, I'm going to sell only this number of brands, and you don't want to expand your brands. If you're going to be expanding the brands you sell and what customers are asking you for, your drugs, you can never say, I finished buying drugs. Yes, you can never say that. Just like when you're cleaning and you say you finish cleaning, there's nothing like I finished cleaning. So far it's place, people come in and go out. Cleaning never stops.
That's true.
The same thing with
buying drugs.
Buying drugs, it never stops.
Wow.
So if you want to start and you come for that, my basic challenge will be when you start making these sales, the money you're making now, are you using it to pay debt? Are you using it to buy what people are asking you for? As I said, your blocks never finish.
That's a key question.
So it might end up affecting you. And because it's a new place, you might not even know what people actually need for now in that community, in that area, the kind of brands that move in that area. So somehow you're sourcing based on what you think might go. So definitely you still need to buy the things people actually need when it's time. So if you get into opening business and starting with credits, for me, I don't advise it. I believe in starting small and growing small. It gives less pressure and less stress to people.
Okay, so you heard it, less pressure. You don't want the pressure to get worse, like you say in the social media. Okay, let me quickly go into how has family, let's talk about family now. How has family and business worked together for you? How has family helped or challenged, if any, your business as a wholesale community pharmacy, as a businesswoman?
Yeah. For me, my family has been very, very supportive and really helped me to reach where I am. My children, well, they've been supportive. They're obedient children, so it makes it easy for me to handle them. Yes. So then talk about
shout out to the kids, huh?
talk about my parents, my mother. She's always there to take care of the family needs, my family needs. Then my dad is my mentor.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Hey, Dad. Shout out to you.
He's my mentor. He is also a businessman in Anambra State. So he really, really
Is he a pharmacist?
He's not a pharmacist. He's just a businessman. So he really, really helped me. He really mentored me when I got into wholesale and guided me so much. He played a lot of role in
maybe I should
in what I am now.
Maybe I should ask you this question. Did you know about wholesale pharmacy when you went to study pharmacy? Or what even inspired your decision to study pharmacy before we get to the next question?
Okay.
Because I'm seeing that your dad is your mentor and your dad is a pharmacist. So what inspired you to study pharmacy?
Well, what inspired me as a young girl that time, I was a science student. So for me, it was either medicine or pharmacy. Okay. That's the thing. So my elder sister went for medicine. I decided to go for pharmacy. And I didn't really I was wondering how I'll manage blood as a medical doctor. So I couldn't start blood growing up. So I felt, no, that's not going to work for me. That's to be pharmacy.
Only God knows how many people left medicine because of blood. And these people are always bleeding the blood of people. That's interesting. So you can say family has been a solid support for you. But what are the challenges? Some people complain about family being a challenge to their business. Have you experienced any of such? Sometimes you have relatives who work with you, who your relationship with people, has it interfered with your business? And then, have you suffered any setback in business because you're a woman?
Well,
that's many questions.
Many questions, yes, isn't it many questions? But I'll start with the family affecting my business. No, my daddy also taught me that. Yeah, my daddy taught me. I've gone to a lot of business. I've gone to business schools. I've gone for business training. You separate family from business. No matter, even if my son comes into my pharmacy and wants vitamin C, that vitamin C should be paid for. Because if you keep taking away money from your business that way, and put down your business. Even you as a person too, you're also family to your business. Because your business is it's an entity on its own. And so you're also family. You also should also pay yourself salary. And make sure you don't pull out money anyhow from your business. If not, these things can pull down your. That's when you talk about family issues, pulling down your business. When you don't separate your personal needs from your business. Definitely your family will pull down your business. But in my own case, I try not to mix those things.
You make sure you draw the line.
You draw the line on the expenses. Okay. You ask another question again.
I said, have you suffered setbacks in business because you are a woman? Gender limitations here?
Gender limitations in business.
Because someone now, when I say as a woman, I'm not talking about just being a woman as gender. Being a mother, having children, they affected? How have these things peculiar to women affected your business?
Well, for me, most important thing is planning.
Plan.
If you plan yourself well, if you plan your day well, your life there, you will balance business properly and still balance the family. It's when you don't plan that you see things going helter skelter or going upside down for you. If you wake up in the morning and really plan your day very well. Yes, family issues can come, or maybe your child will just be sick and you can't come to the office. But remember, if you have a structured um office, if you have a structured company, even in your absence, that company will
They
run.
can run.
Yes, it will run properly
Hmm.
because you've structured the processes there. Once in a while, just go and supervise them. So that's why I talk about planning and structuring whatever you're doing. With structures, you can go anywhere. All these big companies we hear about, don't go to the heart of the money. Does it stay everywhere?
Okay, so how long did it take you? Well, you've just talked about structure and processes here, and these are very crucial aspects of business, and it has really helped you to navigate those stormy weathers, even that has to do with childbearing and all that is peculiar to women. So nothing has stopped you. So let me ask you, how long did it take you to get your structure and your planning right? Was it something you achieved right from the onset?
Not at all.
At
Not
what
at
point in
all.
your career do you think you can remember
Remember when I
that?
but let me
Because
tell
someone who is just starting,
you.
I know that, I haven't worked with a couple of businesses. I know that structure and processes are very, very important, but difficult for a lot. So, and somebody is saying, oh, I know this is, but I've been trying. Oh, I want to give up. So how much time did it take you to get to this point out of this 16 years?
Well, I'll tell you, this is almost like it's almost like, let me tell you, this 16 years now. Since I've been into the practice, we structure and get things more organized as the day go by.
Okay.
Remember, I talked about training and seminars. For me, these things help a lot.
Okay.
When you go and hear people talk about these things, naturally you see it happening in your place. You see yourself implementing this thing. Like, I won't tell you now that I've gotten to where I want to be. No, it's a continuous thing. The organization, the structuring is a continuous thing because change is the most constant thing.
That's true.
And in business too, change is very important. That's why you see the whites, they are far more better than us because they always try to do things differently. They always try to do things differently.
There's always an upgrade. There's always an upgrade.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
So for me, these structure things is basically going out there to see what is happening in other places and
That's how
going.
you achieve your structure.
That's for me. That's how I feel.
Okay.
And going for trainings, seminars. Those we can't go outside. Thank God for online now. Webinars.
Courses online.
Thank you. Everything. So many things are online now. For we mothers that think we can't go out because of our children, we came to a lot of online programs. Some of them are even free online programs. And anyhow,
Even YouTube videos are there.
So many things that will help you.
Okay.
By the time you keep listening to it, it becomes naturally part of you.
Okay.
You might think just like hearing the word of God. You see a word of God, maybe 100 years, you're still hearing word of God every day. But any day you hear it, it sounds different.
So it's something
there's someone new. But if you keep hearing it and hearing it, somehow, even those things you think you may find difficult to do, because you'll be hearing these things, they are already part of you. You see yourself living the correct life. So we just need to keep going for training and trying. Even if your try doesn't work, my dear, don't give up. You just have to keep trying because you just have to get it right.
Okay, so you go out there, get more training, you apply yourself to better exposure, and you keep implementing what you're learning. And it's never a one-stop thing, never a one-off thing. You keep improving, you keep trying, keep upgrading on what, and that's what she's saying about this structure and process. Now, I want to take you to a generalized concept. Now, there are so many young ladies out there who are delving into one business who really don't want to depend on anyone. They want to be that independent woman. They want to do business and they want to succeed. Looking at your own life and your story, what would be your word of counsel to them as you go into business, as you walk through life from days as a young lady in school up till this moment? What would you say to young ladies out there?
First thing is believe that you can do it.
Believe, oh my goodness.
yes, you just have to believe that you can do this thing. For me, before I ventured into wholesale, two things struck my mind. I told myself, one, I grew up in Anambra State, Noncha, where people that didn't go to school, they are doing so
Business
well.
tycoon.
Thank you.
Educate that did not go
Thank
to school
you.
is doing
Doing
business.
so well. So before I stay wholesale, I was like, no, people didn't go to school and I doing so well. I mean, I went to school 5 years
You can't
and
do
I'll
that.
not do well.
No, it's not possible.
Then
Oh, jealous.
secondly, too, I told myself, oh, I'm feeling I'm young. Haven't you heard before that some people that are 17, 18 years are millionaires? I also had to tell myself that. Now, haven't you heard it before? So why can't you do it? I think these were the two key things that made me to move.
Wow.
And I didn't want to really depend on anybody. Just like you said, now a lot of women want to be independent. So believe that you can do it and work for it. You have to upgrade yourself. You have to train so that you train yourself. Make sure you're doing the things the right way. That's the truth of the matter.
Believe in yourself and that you can do it and apply the efforts. And of course, there's a whole lot of wisdom in what Pharmacist Chisom is sharing. I hope the young ladies out there are watching. Does marriage come in as a distraction? A lot of people feel, some ladies feel their lives are paused when the husband has not come. And in your own view, what would you advise? I hear a lot of women would even not want to buy themselves a car because they feel if I start doing so well, the husband will not come. You share that thought, or would be your advice? Because I know young ladies, a lot of young ladies watching will say, I want this one to be my mentor. So what would you want to say to them?
I think the most important thing is your behavior as a young lady. If having a car will make you more productive, will help your work, why will you not want to have a car because you want to? Because a husband will not marry you if you have a car. Maybe those days, those times, it applies. But for now, I don't think it will stop you. The most important thing is, even if you have the car or you have all the money, just be humble. I think you will attract a man to marry you. Shouldn't be a problem.
Okay. And finally, what would be your advice to the community pharmacists watching out there?
My advice to the community pharmacists watching out there is that you just have to keep working hard. We just have to keep upgrading ourselves, updating ourselves to the new informations that are coming around us. Then also, we shouldn't give up in whatever we're doing, especially what you know that is a good cause. Shouldn't be in a haste to just give up on what we think maybe this thing is not giving us what we want. No, calm down and still give it more time to really help you. That's it.
And to that person who wants to start a wholesale pharmacy business, what do you have for them? Just drop one small motivation. Catch this one.
For people who want to start
those want to come and compete with you.
Hey, for people who want to start good wholesale business, well, it's good to start, but you must have money, financial discipline. That's number one thing in wholesale, because the profit in wholesale is very small. It's not as big as retail. So because of it, you don't handle money or treat money anyhow in wholesale. Pay your suppliers well, and when you pay them well, they'll always give you stuff. Then, as I said, financial discipline. Don't pull out money anyhow, because when you pull out money anyhow from your business to run other things apart from the business, you're affecting somehow you're getting to the capital because the profit is not so much. So any business you want to start, wholesale, even anything, it needs time to grow before you start.
Am I right to say that wholesale pharmacy is not lucrative?
It is lucrative.
But in the long run?
In the long run. That's why I talked about financial discipline. You just have to be.
All right, so you've heard virtually everything you need to hear. You've heard all that you need to hear to score an A in this course, Wholesale Pharmacy 101. And of course, the dean of that faculty is no other person than Pharmacist Chisom Maduekwe. And of course, I've been here with her and it's been an amazing time. Thank you for joining us on this episode of the Community Pharmacy Accelerator Show. We are very grateful to you, madam, for finding time to come and share your wealth of knowledge and experience.
Thank you.
And to inspire our teaming millions of viewers out there. Thank you, our viewers, for watching, and do have a wonderful time. I'll see you in the next episode.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching today's episode. We hope you enjoyed it and you learned something great. If you did, please drop a comment on the comment section. And if you have any question, feel free to post it on the comment section. Our resource persons will be available to provide answers to your questions. Remember to contact us for any inquiry, sponsorship and advice via the contacts on your screen. Remember, until you take new and better actions, you will never see new and better results. Goodbye for now.